all-new Charger Daytona is without a doubt one of the most polarizing vehicles to hit the market in recent memory. Love it or hate it, this EV has everyone talking for better or for worse. And across the board, pretty much every influencer said they would not buy a Charger Daytona. But what if I told you that I would love to actually buy a Charger Daytona, but under one condition? If Dodge can bring out a 1,320 horsepower Charger Daytona variant that I teased years ago. So let's explore in this video different things that Dodge has teased out over the years and see whether it is possible for Dodge to make the baddest electric vehicle the world has ever seen. It's that time of year again where you need to save as much money as you can to buy the gifts for everyone else and including yourself. So my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and Drag Racing Wheels have you covered. In case you need anything like exhaust systems, sticky Mickeys, catch cans, tonneau covers, whatever, my friends at Just Bolt-Ons and Drag Racing Wheels have some of the best prices online. And with my promo code BUTTER that you use at checkout, you can save up to an additional 15% off on your next order. So check out my friends at Just Bolt-Ons, DragRacingWheels.com, where some of the best prices online just got a little bit better. The Charger Daytona is a very polarizing vehicle indeed. A lot of people hate it, a handful of people love it. But for me, I was hoping that when the Charger Daytona came out, that it would have been the version that Dodge teased a long time ago. Now, if you've seen this video right here, Tim Knisses teased an all-wheel drive monster at the end of one of his promo videos for EV Day.
To tear up the streets, not the planet.
Hold on a minute. Did we hear that right? Dodge is making an electric car?
We're talking hypothetical, right?
Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
After watching that video right there, I was pretty interested in this car, and I made probably more videos than anybody has done on YouTube, going through patents and other little things that I could pick up out of that video, stuff that I've seen around the internet about it, people I've asked in the background about the car. So I was very interested in seeing how this car can go. And we pretty much seen with the launch of the Scat Pack and the RT, we kind of didn't get exactly what we all thought it was going to come. So I want to tell you my version of the Charger Daytona that I'm hoping that will come based off information that Dodge put out there. And so one particular thing I can tell you that I think this car is going to look like this particular vehicle right here that they showed at SEMA in 2022. It was 2022. So yeah, so basically 2.5 years ago, Dodge showed off this particular version of a Charger Daytona Banshee at SEMA. And just by looking at the photo, you can tell some very interesting things. Now, very first thing you can notice in this particular photo is that you see drag slicks on all 4 wheels. And another thing is, I don't know if you pay attention to, is those wheels on this Charger Daytona Banshee are the same wheels from the Demon 170 that a buddy of mine told me about. So you're already having weight savings that you see that Dodge is going to employ on this car in order to help this car get some very crazy launches. I'm gonna get to the horsepower in a second, but these Mickey Thompson tires, those carbon fiber wheels, those are definitely 2 ticks on the check boxes for a very fast car that could potentially be a 1320 monster that I think this car should be called. I wouldn't necessarily call it a Banshee anymore. Would just call it basically a Charger Daytona 1320. If you go and look at this slide right here, you'll see right here that Dodge teased that there's gonna be a 330 kilowatt electric motor for this Charger Daytona, or really just in these EVs in general. Now, I'm not exactly the biggest electric vehicle connoisseur and know all this electric nonsense, but I use AI to kind of help me out, figure some things out with this particular car. And 330 kilowatts is basically 442 horsepower per electric motor. And so knowing that Maserati has a tri-motor cars coming out this year, you can pretty much assume that Dodge will put a tri-motor version into one of the Charger Daytona cars. And so I'm thinking we're going to see a tri-motor version of the Charger Daytona Banshee, and it's gonna be 800 volts with carbon fiber wheels and tires, probably from direct connection. But all this is going along the theme that I think they're going to make a drag strip monster with this car. It is totally possible for them to make a 1,320 horsepower car, because that was the horsepower I told you guys like about 4 or 5 years ago that this car could theoretically make if Dodge makes a tri-motor version. Like I said, I did use AI to kind of help me figure this particular portion out. I put some specs in the feed to the AI, basically some stuff that I knew about the actual Charger Daytona Scat Pack, to kind of give this AI the best information possible to figure out whether or not a 1320 Charger Daytona was possible. So I fed in some specs that we already knew that was teased over years. We know that a tri-motor setup is a Maserati, so it's possible to put that in Dodge. Dodge also speed a 2-speed transmission, which I'll show you guys right here from Roadkill Nights a few years ago.
The typical single-speed transmission in a BEV, super efficient. But we know that part of what makes a Dodge is the way our power throws your shoulders into the seat back at shift points. So our engineers designed the new Erupt system. It is a multi-speed transmission with an electromechanical shifting experience that's pure Dodge. How unique? Yeah, that's also patented. At every opportunity, we use this new tech to make a muscle car a better muscle car.
And then we already know that they're already working on an 800 volt system. And I put the weight in for the Charger Daytona Scat Pack, weighs about 5,800 pounds with a dual motor setup and a 100.5 kilowatt battery pack. I've told the AI that there was a prototype Charger Daytona with carbon fiber wheels and Mickey Thompson tires, and that Dodge could probably offer a 1-seater package to drop the weight down, and also put in there that they had a 330 kilowatt EDM motor with 800 volt system. So it basically sped out for me the theoretical possibility of a Charger Daytona 1320. And I'm gonna skip over all the parts where it said, well, I'll just scroll right here so you can kind of read what it told me. I'm not gonna go over it, but it basically told me that it is possible for Dodge to make this particular car given the specs that I gave it in there. But it says that the final feasibility verdict was yes, a Charger Daytona 1320 is possible. It's very possible to achieve 1,320 horsepower with Dodge's new 330 kilowatt EDM motors and a tri-motor setup. An 800 volt system improves power delivery and cooling. A 2-speed transmission will optimize acceleration and high-speed performance. Weight reduction, like carbon fiber wheels and a 1-seat package, could bring the weight down to maybe 5,300 pounds, 5,400 pounds, somewhere around there. And Mickey Thompson drag radials could make it a sub 9-second quarter-mile time car. Now, I'm hoping that with all this stuff done on this car, that it could be maybe a 8.8 second quarter-mile time car, which would beat the Demon 170. I looked over here to see all of the fastest quarter-mile time cars in the world. So basically, the Demon 170 is at 8.91 seconds from right here, rated on this website. And the next closest car would be the Remont Navara, which I don't think a Charger Daytona could beat this car because it is weighing 4,700 pounds with 1,900 horsepower. So that's going to probably be a little too much for Dodge to overcome unless they actually put a quad motor engine or quad motor EDMs into the car. And it's going to basically increase the weight, but it's not going to be that much better performance to get more power out of this car. So the Charger Daytona, if it can get like an 8.8 second quarter mile time, it'll literally be like the 3rd fastest EV in the world. And the only 2 cars that'll be faster than the Charger Daytona 1320 would basically be a $2 million car and another $2 million car. So that's pretty good company to be in, to where you're basically beating every other car in the world. The Lucid Air Sapphire, 8.9 seconds. Let's see, Bugatti Chiron, 9.1 seconds. Ultima, 9.2. Let's see, the Model S Plaid, 9.2. SF90, 9.5. So you're beating a lot of cars if they make a Charger Daytona 1320 version. And like I said, based on the specs that I put into this AI, it is totally possible for them to actually make this car. And this would be a car that I would definitely be excited in buying. and Dodge could totally do this. This could be what put Dodge back on the map in terms of an EV that I think Dodge should have came out with first in order to make people be like, wow, this is like one of the fastest things ever. People who have seen the Charger Daytona in person, it has a lot more attitude to it. It has a lot better lines to it. What better way to get people to like the Charger Daytona than to basically throw a lot of power to it, basically make it twice as powerful than the current Scat Pack and just destroy everything on the roads. Because no one's ever going to see a what was that, Pininfarina? Was that what that what the car was called? Let me scroll down. No one's ever going to see on the road a Rimac Nevera and Pininfarina Battista. No one's ever going to see those cars. So you literally have the fastest car in the world on the streets and destroy literally everything that tries to come up against you. And to me, honestly, that is Dodge. The RT is not Dodge. The Scat Pack is not Dodge, because those cars do not strike fear into anybody. A Demon 170 strikes fear into people. Demons strike fear into people. People don't like racing against red eyes and super stocks because they know those cars are deceptively fast. And the Charger Daytona, Scat Pack, and RTs, they're not that fast. If they made this car, I think this would be a hit. I think people will respect this car. And if it comes out around maybe like with all the stuff added to it, carbon fiber wheels, and I did see this little package right here. If it had like stripes and stuff like that, little tow hook, let me show you right here. Little stripes on it and then a little tow hook and stuff. I think this would be a pretty cool car. I think I got another picture right here. Yeah, they go to the back end of it, another little tow hook and stuff. So if they made a Charger Daytona that was built for the drag strip and it got some insane numbers and it beat literally everything that you can possibly throw at it, I think it'll be a hit then. And that'll be a car that I'd be definitely interested in buying, especially if it's around like 100 grand. How much is the Model S Plaid? About 95 grand. So yeah, if you made it 100 grand with carbon fiber wheels and stuff, I think that it would be a hit. Well, probably without carbon fiber wheels, but if you made it maybe 105, 106 grand with carbon fiber wheels and stuff, and then you can do like the same little stuff where you can delete a seat in it to make it lighter. Man, I think that would be an awesome car. Let me go ahead and put it back up on the screen. But this would definitely be a Charger Daytona that I'll be interested in buying. Once I saw this car, I like, yeah, that right there is something I can get behind right there. That could be like, it's an electric car, but it'll beat the snot out of you. So this is what I actually like right here. Let me know what you guys think about this. Would Dodge make an impact? Would Dodge change their image if it came out with this variant right here, a Charger Daytona 1320, 1,320 horsepower? It can beat literally every single thing on the streets. All-wheel drive, don't matter what weather it's in, doesn't matter what elevation it's in, it's always going to hit 1,320 horsepower with the power shot button for like 10 seconds and just smash everything not named a Rimac Nevera or Pininfarina Battista. But let me know what you guys think, and until the next time, I'm out.